In this video, you will learn how to create a validation campaign and invite participants to review and validate the annotations produced automatically by the Sage annotators. During a validation campaign, participants can accept or reject existing annotations as well as manually add new ones. This video assumes that you have a published dataset on which you have created and published one or more annotators. In this example, a thesaurus annotator has been used to create annotations using the color scheme of the Europeana Fashion Thesaurus. As you can see, the annotator is executed and published. When the annotator is published, the Published Annotation section will appear below the property where the annotator exists. Open this section, and from the Options menu, select Create Contributor Validation. This is necessary to define some rules concerning the way this property will be handled during the validation campaign. A sidebar will appear. First, give a name to the validation. Then you must choose an annotation sorting order strategy. This is the order in which the annotations will be presented to the validators for validation. For this case, select by property value count descending. This means that the annotations referring to values that appear the most times in the dataset will be presented first. Finally, select the vocabularies that will be presented to validators in the scope of this campaign. Let's select the Europeana Fashion Thesaurus since it was used for creating the annotations. Click Save and your validation procedure is created. You can repeat this step to create validation procedures for all the relevant properties on all the datasets that you wish to include in your validation campaign. Now it is time to create a campaign. Select the campaign option from the left side column menu. You are now presented with the campaign functionality. Click on the Add New Campaign orange button and the sidebar will appear. Give a descriptive name to your campaign and select the state. A campaign can be active or inactive. Validation is allowed while the campaign is active. A campaign can be edited to become inactive, thus stopped, and then again active as many times as you wish. Click on Save and your campaign is created. Now you need to add datasets to your campaign. Click on the Add Datasets button on the top right and the Add Dataset sidebar will appear. On this sidebar, select the datasets you wish to include in your campaign. Beware that here you need to select the datasets that contain properties for which you have created validations procedures in the previous step. Only these will appear as part of the campaign. When you have finished adding datasets, click Close to close this sidebar. The next step is to add other Sage users as validators to your campaign. This step is not mandatory because a validator can select one of the campaigns on its own and start working on it. Click the Add Users button and the sidebar showcasing all the active platform users will appear. Click on the plus icon next to the user's name in order to grant him access to your campaign. If you wish to remove a user, click again on the icon and the access will be revoked. When you are finished, click the Close button. After you have finished, on the Datasets tab of the campaign, you will see a listing of the datasets you included along with all the properties that have active validations. You can have a brief overview of the percentage of the validated annotations for each property and an aggregated percentage for the whole dataset. You can also use the Open Validations functionality to have a brief overview of each validation. On the Campaign Users tab, you can have an overview of the users that participate in your campaign. By clicking on the X button next to a user, you can revoke access from your campaign to this user. Now your campaign is ready and the validators can start working on validating the annotations produced.